Hello, and thank you for standing by for JD.com's fourth quarter and full year 2022 earnings conference call. At this time, all participants are in listen-only mode. After management's prepared remarks, there will be a question-and-answer session. Today's conference is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this time. I would now like to turn the meeting over to your host for today's conference, Sean Zhang, Director of Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Kate. Hello, everyone. Welcome to JD.com Q4 and full year 2022 results conference call. For today's call, CEO of JD.com, Mr. Xu Lei, will start with his opening remarks, and our CFO, Ms. Sandy Xu, will discuss the financial highlights. After that, we'll open the call to questions from analysts. Let me quickly cover the safe harbor. Please be reminded during this call, our comments and responses to your questions reflect management's view as of today only and will include forward-looking statements. Please refer to our latest safe harbor statement in the earnings press release, which applies to this call. We'll discuss certain non-GAAP measures. Please also refer to the reconciliation of non-GAAP measures to the comparable GAAP measures in the earnings press release. Also, please note all figures mentioned in this call are in RMB, unless otherwise stated. Now, let me turn the call over to our CEO, Mr. Xu. 徐总。
各位投资者、分析师大家好，感谢参加京东集团2022年第四季度和全年业绩电话会议。
Hello everyone, this is Xu Lei. Thank you for joining JD.com's fourth quarter and full year 2022 earnings call.
2022年，京东在波澜起伏的环境下砥砺前行，在国民经济和行业中扮演了重要的角色，充分发挥了独特的商业模式和供应链能力的优势。为消费者提供了稳定可靠的服务，也帮助行业上下游合作伙伴提升经营的确定性。京东自身的业务也取得了高质量的增长。2022年全年净收入突破人民币1万亿元里程碑。同时，基于我们年初对经济和行业态势的判断，京东在全年聚焦核心业务，关注业务健康度的提升。这帮助京东面对复杂的外部环境，依然可以继续提高经营质量。全年盈利水平创造历史最佳，再次验证了我们一直强调的京东的业务模式拥有长坡厚雪的盈利增长空间。今天我们感受到外部环境和行业正在发生深刻的变化，近3年的疫情刚刚结束，宏观经济正逐步复苏，人口结构发生变化等等，都对零售行业产生了巨大的影响。在后疫情时代，消费者的生活方式和消费理念在改变，我们观察到消费结构和消费力呈现两极化的特点。一方面，重视商品品质和功能的中产阶级及家庭用户数量不断扩大；另一方面，消费者也变得更擅长精打细算，消费需求和消费场景随之越发多元化。与此同时，全球互联网企业的发展和经营逻辑也在发生变化。疫情之前，企业的第一追求是增速，包括流量、用户和业务规模，之后才是利润和现金流。现在，不仅企业本身的经营逻辑发生变化，而且评价企业健康发展的标准也发生变化。我们看到的机会和挑战并存。
In the year 2022, JD stayed focused on our goals and resolute throughout in a challenging macro environment. We have been able to play an important role in the industry and China's economic development as we continued to fully leverage our unique business model and supply chain capabilities to provide consumers best-in-class services and help our up and downstream partners to enhance their operations. At the same time, we have achieved high quality growth of our own, with our full year revenues in 2022 achieving the 1 trillion RMB milestone for the first time. This reflects the strategic decision we made in the beginning of the year to focus our energies and resources on JD's core business, in line with our analysis and understanding of the predominant industry and the macro trends. This has enabled JD to continue to deliver high quality operations with highest ever profitability of the year, despite the external challenges. This once again demonstrates that our business model has a strong potential for profitable growth. Today, the industry and the overall external environment are experiencing profound changes. The COVID over the past 3 years, the recovering macroeconomy, and demographic structure changes have all impacted the retail industry. In a post-COVID era, customers' lifestyles and preferences have notably changed. we have seen the polarized trends of consumption patterns and spending power. On the one hand, the number of middle class and household users who attach great importance to the quality and function of goods is expanding. On the other hand, consumers have become more meticulous in their spending. Therefore, we see increasing diversification of consumer demand and consumption scenarios. On top of that, internet companies across the world that previously prioritized growth in traffic, users, and business scale over profitability and cash flow have reformed their approach. Not only that, there have been also changes in how to evaluate business health. We see a mix of opportunities and challenges amid this dynamic evolution.
在大环境变化下，京东在行业中调整最快、最坚决。在这里，我简要总结一下京东有哪些主动性的调整。首先，我们去年围绕着实现健康可持续的增长，开始进行一系列的业务策略调整。过去京东的主营业务和创新业务中都有大量的创新，也包容了大量的试错，这一定程度上造成了管理精力的消耗。基于对大环境的判断，我们对业务进行了全面的梳理，对短期无法跑通模式、无法与京东的核心业务产生协同，或者无法实现规模效应的业务进行了关停并转，同时也保留了对很多健康的、令人激动的创新业务的投入。我下面会分享一些这样的例子。第二，在核心业务上推动了供应链中台的落地，以品类为抓手，加强运营能力，降低成本。第三，业务逻辑回归零售的本质，以用户需求为中心，在坚守产品价格服务的理念下，策动重塑京东天天低价的形象。同时，我们做了很多底层的优化，包括简化促销方式、流量分发机制等。我们通过提升供应链能力和改善平台的生态，来打造海量的高性价比自营货品和丰富的第三方商品供给，强化用户的低价心智。我们也始终坚持对服务标准和用户满意度的高度关注，近期推出了让老年用户使用更舒心的老年模式。这一系列的调整核心是对用户需求深思熟虑的结果，我们也会有条不紊的推进。京东想要达到的是满足多元消费需求以及多维度全方面的用户体验提升。
JD has been able to be the first to adapt to these changes with agility and determination. Here, I would like to give a brief overview of the major adjustments we've been proactively made. First, we initiated a series of strategic realignment in 2022 with the aim of achieving healthy and sustainable growth. In the past, we gave more ample room and tolerance to new trials in both our core and new businesses, which diluted management's focus to a certain extent. Based on our analysis of the external environment, we have conducted a comprehensive review of our businesses and decided to pull back those new businesses that either could not develop more efficient business models, had limited synergies with our core businesses, or could not achieve sufficient economies of scale. That said, we will continue to invest in the new businesses with healthy momentum and exciting future opportunities. I'll share some of the examples shortly. Second, we have been expanding our supply chain capabilities for our core business. We continue to build up our operating capabilities across different categories and lower costs. Third, we have reallocated our resources and energies back to the very essence of retail. Putting consumers' needs first, we have further built upon our commitment to better products, prices, and services. In terms of price, our goal is to be known by customers for providing the most consistent everyday low price. As such, we have gone through numerous bottom-up optimizations, including further streamlining our promotional programs and improving our traffic allocation mechanisms. Through these efforts in our supply chain and marketplace ecosystem, we have seen a massive increase of product selection on our platform offered by both our 1P and 3P merchants, and user recognition of JD's price competitiveness is gradually being restored. At the same time, we remain highly committed to service quality and user satisfaction. For example, we recently launched a version of our app that caters to the needs of the elderly people. I'd like to reiterate that all our adjustments are made out of our deliberate consideration of consumer needs and are executed with careful planning. Our ultimate goal is to satisfy ever-diversifying customer demand and provide a best-in-class experience across the board.
接下来我跟大家分享一下 Q4 其他的主要进展。在消费不景气的环境中，京东更加关注用户的获取效率和可持续性，关注用户质量的提升。在整体用户规模保持相对稳定的基础上 ，DAU 保持同比双位数的增长，并且用户结构和质量明显提升。零售业务的复购用户和付费会员规模都在快速增长，占比持续提高，进一步拉动了用户购物频次和 UP 的增长。京东 Plus 的会员规模已达到3400万，规模快速增长的同时，会员年均消费水平保持为普通用户的8倍，延续了高活跃度和高消费力。此外，经过一段时间经营打磨，定位中高端市场的1号会员店也跨过了100万付费会员数的里程碑。可以看出，我们正不断地提升用户服务和运营能力，从而逐步完善在1、2线城市和下沉市场的全面用户布局。
Now, let me review the major progress we made in Q4. As discussed in the past, we have been focusing on user quality and efficiency and sustainability of user acquisition, given the soft consumption environment. In the quarter, on top of our largely stable user base, we also recorded double-digit DAU growth year-on-year. More encouragingly, we are seeing an upward trend for both user structure and quality. In particular, in our core business JD Retail, repeat purchasers and paying members both grew robustly in Q4 and accounted for higher proportions of our total users, which helped to drive up shopping frequency and ARPU. JD Plus reached 34 million members in Q4, while Plus members continue to spend 8 times the average annual amount of non-Plus members, reflecting their high shopping frequency and spending power. Moreover, our Yihaodian membership store, which is positioned to serve the middle to high-end market, has also crossed the 1 million paying members milestone. We are continuously improving our user service and operating capabilities so as to better serve our users in first and second-tier cities as well as lower-tier markets.
在提升业务经营质量的同时，我们也持续投入开放生态的建设，全渠道多业态布局、供应链物流服务等新的增长曲线和新业务上。京东零售在开放生态建设的潜力很大，京东一直在努力为商家构建可持续经营的开放生态，降低商家经营成本，优化流量分配和平台规则，同时通过发挥京东在供应链、物流、技术和服务上的能力，提升商家的经营效率，为品牌和中小商家带来真正有确定性的增长。在 Q4， 京东零售第三方商家数量连续8个季度同比增长20%以上，健康、运动户外、居家等品类的增速高于行业。
As we improve our operating quality, we also continue to invest in new growth opportunities and new businesses such as marketplace ecosystem, omni-channel business, and supply chain logistics service. We see great potential in building up an open ecosystem that enables sustainable growth for our merchants. With such efforts, we can further lower merchants' operating costs and optimize our traffic distribution. We can also help merchants to grow with better efficiency and certainty, supported by our strength in supply chain, logistics, technologies, and services. As a result, in Q4, JD Retail increased its merchant base by over 20% year-on-year for the 8th quarter in a row. Growth in categories like health, sports and outdoors, and home goods all outperformed the industry in this quarter.
全渠道同城零售业务在第4季度保持快速发展的势头，继续推进与品牌商和线下商家的合作。O2O 业务同比增长29%，而京东小时购业务增长更是超过80%，为实体零售伙伴带来全渠道的业务增量，也为消费者提供在线下单、门店发货、小时级送达的即时零售服务新体验。
JD's intracity on-demand retail services, which is part of our omni-channel business, maintained strong growth trajectory in this quarter, as it further stepped up efforts, collaboration with brands and offline stores. GMV in our O2O business increased by 29% year-on-year. In particular, Shop Now, our 1-hour delivery service, grew 80% in this quarter. This not only generates incremental growth for brick-and-mortar stores, but also provides users with an on-demand shopping experience that combines online ordering, offline shipping, and delivery as fast as within an hour.
京东物流在受疫情影响的第四季度里，不仅取得了收入的稳定增长，而且凭借业务健康度的不断提升，已经连续3个季度盈利，并实现了全年收支平衡的目标。面对宏观和行业竞争的挑战，京东物流不仅加强了行业地位，而且通过了与跨越德邦差异化的定位和能力，在一体化供应链物流服务、航空快运网络、大件快递和快运网络上实现各种优势的有效协同互补，为上下游企业提供综合的供应链解决方案，帮助企业降本增效、抵御风险，进一步完善现代物流体系。同时，京东物流凭借良好的服务体验，赢得了消费者的广泛认同。京东物流的物流基础设施布局保持稳健，其中京东航空自去年8月正式投入运营以来，在 Q4 稳步扩大了货运航线布局，到去年年底实现了3架全货机的常态化运营，可以更好地满足消费、制造等行业的客户需求。
Despite the impact of COVID, JD Logistics maintained a resilient revenue growth in Q4. More notably, with the continuous improvement of its business, JDL has been profitable for 3 consecutive quarters and achieved its target of break-even on a full-year basis. Despite the macro challenges and the dynamic competitive landscape, JDL has been able to further strengthen its position in the industry. JDL also continues to draw on the complementary strengths of and create synergies with Kuayue Express and Debang, particularly in the areas of integrated supply chain services, air express network, bulky item delivery, and express network. This has enabled JDL to provide comprehensive supply chain solutions for both up and downstream customers to help them reduce cost, increase efficiency, and withstand risks, while at the same time build a more advanced logistics system. JDL has also won wide recognition from customers for its distinguished service quality. In Q4, JDL continued to expand its logistic infrastructure. Notably, JD Airlines made steady progress in increasing cargo routes in Q4 since its official commenced operation last August, with 3 all-cargo aircraft in operation by the end of 2022. This allows JD Airlines to better serve customers in many industries, including consumption and manufacturing and more.
我们更加聚焦发展能够与京东核心能力协同共建的创新业务，其中京东工业就是又一个我们内部孵化、快速成长的业务单元。京东工业聚焦实体经济主阵地工业制造业，从产业链的上中下游的采购、生产、仓储物流、库存管理等环节上，更好地整合社会化资源，提高产业协同的规模效应。此外，我们自有品牌京东精造在2022年继续取得超过60%的高增长。精造的初心是为了补充京东平台上的品类供给，给制造业供应商和消费者创造新的价值，实现京东10节甘蔗理论的逐步落地。经过几年健康发展，现在已有1/4的 Plus 会员成为精造产品的忠实用户，而且在京东用户中的渗透率也在提升。这些创新业务的进展都展示了我们业务调整、聚焦核心业务、发展健康创新业务的成效。
Last but not least, we continue to foster the growth of new businesses that resonate with our core businesses and capabilities. JD Industrials is one of the examples of a successful business that we have incubated internally and has gone on to deliver hyper growth. With its focus on industrial manufacturing, an important composition of the real economy, JD Industrials successfully integrates resources across the industrial chain, such as procurement, production, warehousing and logistics, and inventory management, to achieve superior synergies and economies of scale. Another example is our private label brand Jingzao, which translates as made by JD. It delivered over 60% year-on-year growth in 2022. The initial purpose of this business is to complement the product categories offered on our platform and to create new value for our suppliers and customers. It also helps JD to further expand throughout the up and downstream of the supply chain. We are pleased to see that 25% of Plus members have become loyal users of Jingzao products, and the percentage continues to increase. Both JD Industrials and Jingzao offer solid proof that we are on the right track as we adjust and focus on our core business and promising new businesses.
希望通过以上的分享，大家可以理解京东所主动做出的策略调整的意义。核心就是为了抓住外部环境深刻变化的时间窗口，在自身取得的高质量发展的基础上，再度回归对降低成本、提升运营效率和用户体验的聚焦和升级。诚然，在这些变革的过程中，因为有用户心智的建立，有产品结构的调整，有内部流程的优化，叠加经济和消费还处在恢复期，可能会在短期内给我们的业务表现带来影响。但京东长期的战略方向没有发生变化，我们坚信这些调整有助于提升我们的核心竞争力。我们对自身的商业模式、战略方向有信心，对中国经济的韧性和消费长期向好的大趋势也非常有信心。我们相信京东在新的经济和民生大环境中将扮演更加重要的角色。京东将确保长期健康、可持续的发展，为用户、合作伙伴和股东创造长期价值。以上是我今天的分享，下面我把话筒交给京东记者 CFO Sandy。
I hope that today's presentation helps you get a better understanding of the significance of the strategic shift underway at JD. At its core, our intention is to seize the opportunity presented by the profound changes in the external environment and return to our focus on lower costs, higher efficiency, and superior user experience. Admittedly, we may experience short-term impact on our performance as we further educate users, reinvigorate JD's reputation for providing the best prices, optimize our product mix, and streamline internal mechanisms and procedures. All of these aspects require time and effort, especially as both the macroeconomy and consumption are still in recovery stage. That said, I want to stress that our long-term strategy has not changed. We believe that adjustments we are making will solidify our strength as we have faith in our own business model and the strategic direction, as well as the resilience and the long-term growth trajectory of China's economy and consumption trends. In the long term, JD is committed to playing an important role in people's daily lives and the country's economic development. We will work to ensure healthy and sustainable business development along the way to create long-term value for our users, business partners, and shareholders. With that, I'd like to pass the floor to our CFO, Sandy.
Thank you, Xizong, and hello, everyone. Looking back at 2022, we successfully executed on our strategy to achieve high-quality growth with stronger margins. In line with our long-term goals, despite the many external complexities and challenges, we delivered against and even exceeded our target, which was especially demonstrated by our strong profitability and cash flow at year-end. Our $1 billion cash dividend program further demonstrates our confidence for the long term. With our resilient business model, we are confident to embrace the new opportunities and challenges in 2023, as Xizong just laid out. Now let me walk you through our financial results in Q4 and the full year of 2022. Our net revenues grew by 7% year-on-year to 295 billion RMB in Q4. On a full year basis, net revenues grew by 10% and surpassed the 1 trillion RMB milestone for the first time in our history. As we continue to focus on user quality and building deeper user engagement, we are encouraged to see that in Q4, JD Retail LTM average GMV per user and shopping frequency continued to increase year-on-year for 5 consecutive quarters, mainly driven by the expansion of our core user base. Breaking down the revenue mix, product revenues were up 1% year-on-year in Q4 and 6% in the full year of 2022. Service revenues grew by 40% year-on-year in Q4 and accounted for a new high of 20% of our total revenue, up from 15% a year ago, showcasing the further diversification of our revenue streams. On a full year basis, service revenues were up 33% in 2022. Logistics and other services revenues grew by 75% year-on-year in Q4 and 55% in the full year of 2022. I will elaborate more on the underlying drivers in the segment analysis section later on. Marketplace and marketing revenues grew by 11% year-on-year in Q4 and 14% year-on-year in the full year of 2022, a notable outperformance compared to the industry. Thanks to our commitment to supporting merchants, particularly the SMEs, we saw a healthy expansion of our merchant base, and they have been investing additional advertising budget on our platform. This bodes well for our continued progress in strengthening our marketplace ecosystem. Now let's turn to our segment performance. JD Retail continued to see resilient revenue growth with encouraging expansion of both fulfilled gross margin and operating margin, especially during a quarter that was heavily disrupted by COVID dynamics. In terms of revenue, JD Retail recorded 3.6% year-on-year growth in Q4 and 7.3% in the full year of 2022. By category, electronics and home appliance revenues were largely stable year-on-year in Q4 and up 5% for the full year. Thanks to our strong supply chain capabilities, user mindshare, and expanding intra-city on-demand retail services during a very challenging quarter for durable goods. General merchandise revenues were up 2% year-on-year in Q4 and 8% for the full year. Consumers remained relatively conservative on spending on discretionary products such as apparel and cosmetics. Meanwhile, as we shared last time, our supermarket category is going through a transition towards a healthier product mix. As a result, the supermarket category saw its largest margin improvement over the last 2 years, tracking well on a more sustainable growth trajectory for the long run. Emerging categories such as healthcare and sports and outdoors continued to deliver double-digit top-line growth in the quarter, demonstrating our broad-based user mindshare across categories. I want to highlight that JD Retail's profitability improvement is a strong testament to our continued commitment and ability to deliver against our goal of sustained long-term margin improvement. JD Retail's fulfilled gross margin was up 53 basis points year-on-year to 8.2% in Q4, the highest level achieved in all our promotion seasons since inception, mainly driven by our efforts to optimize cost and efficiency and the improving economies of scale. This also boosted JD Retail's operating margin to 3.0%, up 90 basis points from a year ago. For the full year of 2022, JD Retail's fulfilled gross margin was up 42 basis points to 8.2%, and operating margin was up 68 basis points to 3.7%. Both are record high levels on an annual basis. Our long-term margin trajectory remains well on track. JD Logistics made solid progress in both top-line growth and profitability in Q4 and the full year of 2022. Its revenues grew by 31% year-on-year in Q4 and 31% for the full year of 2022. Excluding the impact of consolidation of Deppon, the growth rate was 13% and 17% respectively. This is mainly contributable to the resilient growth in revenues from external customers, the proportion of which continued to increase to about 70% in Q4. Notably, JDL has been profitable on a non-GAAP operating income basis for 3 quarters in a row, and its operating margin rising to 2.1% in Q4. On a full year basis, JDL's operating margin reached 0.4% in 2022, achieving its break-even target for this year despite the unfavorable impact from the external environment, including additional COVID-related costs and operating deleverage. Dada reported revenue of 2.7 billion RMB in Q4, and its non-GAAP operating loss narrowed sequentially to 207 million RMB for the quarter. JDDJ and ShopNow has expanded to cooperate with over 200,000 business partners in the quarter and provided more than 2,000 cities and counties with on-demand retail services that cover a wide range of categories. As a result, our intra-city on-demand retail business maintained its robust momentum, particularly ShopNow that recorded a year-on-year GMV growth of over 80% in Q4. Finally, our new business revenues scaled back to 4.8 billion RMB in Q4 and 21.8 billion RMB in the full year of 2022. As we continue to adjust strategies in both Jingxi and international businesses, while JD Property maintained a strong growth momentum. For international businesses, we've decided to cease operations of e-commerce business in Southeast Asia markets for now, as we believe that it would continue to require heavy investment over a prolonged period to build an efficient and scalable B2C e-commerce business based on the current economic and infrastructure development in the local markets. Instead, we continue to invest in building global logistics infrastructure that better leverage our core capabilities and explore online retail business opportunities in other markets. In terms of profitability, new business operating loss narrowed substantially year-on-year in Q4 and in the full year of 2022. Looking ahead, we continue to explore new initiatives and encourage innovation that create better synergies with our core businesses and capabilities. We believe this strategy will validate itself in the coming quarters as we pursue high-quality development. Moving on to our consolidated bottom line. As we firmly executed our strategy to improve operating efficiency and focus on high-quality growth that we set at the beginning of last year, we ended the year on a strong footing with 7.7 billion RMB non-GAAP net income attributable to ordinary shareholders in Q4. Our non-GAAP net margin was 2.6% in Q4, which represented an impressive expansion of 130 basis points compared to a year ago. On a full year basis, non-GAAP net income attributable to ordinary shareholders was 28.2 billion RMB, which grew at a 3-year CAGR of 38%. Non-GAAP net margin for the full year of 2022 increased by 90 basis points year-on-year to 2.7%, hitting a historic high on an annual basis. Finally, our LTM free cash flow as of Q4 reached a historical high of 35.6 billion RMB. By the end of Q4, cash and cash equivalents, restricted cash, and short-term investments added up to a total of 226 billion RMB, up from 218 billion RMB last quarter. This gives us a stronger than ever position to support business development and again return value to shareholders in the form of a cash dividend. This was mainly driven by both our improved profitability and strong balance sheet. Furthermore, we plan to adopt an annual dividend policy going forward as a way to sustainably return value to shareholders at an amount to be determined by the board based on our financial performance in the previous fiscal year and other factors. In March 2023, JD Industrials, our consolidated subsidiary and the leading industrial supply chain technology and service provider in China, entered into definitive agreements for its non-redeemable Series B financing. JD remains the majority shareholder of JD Industrials after this transaction. To conclude my remarks, the year of 2022 tested all of us on many fronts. What sets JD.com apart is our unique resilience to navigate the complex environment and to continue to make headway against our goals and long-term strategies, both financially and operationally. Looking at 2023, we have emerged stronger and more prepared, and will continue to relentlessly pursue the very essence of retail, cost, efficiency, and experience. We believe this business philosophy has been proven successful across many cycles over the 20 years since our founding, and will remain the right way to enable us to create value for our customers, business partners, and shareholders. With that, let's open the call to the Q&A. Thank you.
The question and answer session of this conference call will start in a moment. In order to be fair to all callers who wish to ask questions, we will take one question at a time from each caller. If you have more than one question, please request to join the question queue again after your first question has been addressed. The first question is from Eddie Wong of Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
徐雷总 Sandy 总 Sean 感谢你们接受我的提问。那我的问题也是跟我们最近 launch 的这个百亿补贴相关的。我们想通过百亿补贴去重塑这个京东在用户心中的这个低价心智。我就想请问一下，就是说我们有没有一些指标可以看这个百亿补贴的这个重塑低价心智的这个成功与否？就是如果从短期和长期来看，我们是否是有一些指标？然后就是如果我们的竞争对手在我们进行这个百亿补贴的同时也加码这个他们自己的这个补贴力度，我不知道从我们的角度来说这个对我们短期的这个财务的影响，我们有没有一些准备和就是不管是短期还是长期的。对我自己翻译一下我的问题。Thank you for taking my question. My question is about the 10 billion subsidy program we just launched. We understand that JD is trying to rebuild the low-cost mind share on customers through this 10 billion subsidy program. So just want to check if there's any matrix that we can follow to test whether or not this program is successful. And if our competitor is trying to, follow and add the investment in this subsidy programs as well, so how should we expect, the 10 billion subsidy programs, the financial impact in the short term and the long term on JD? Thank you.
京东的百亿补贴应该是行业里面现在非常关注的，我想也会有很多的律师朋友想了解。那在这里呢，我做一个整体的回答。
Thank you for the question. JD's discount program has recently drawn a lot of attention, and I believe a lot of our analysts want to know more. So I will take on this question.
首先我想跟大家强调和分享的是，京东的经营理念这么多年20年来始终核心都是成本、效率、用户体验。那么是基于对成本和效率的持续优化，为用户去打造极致的产品、价格和服务体验，这是从来没有变的。
First, I want to stress that JD's business philosophy in over 20 years of development centers on cost, efficiency, and user experience. By continuously optimizing cost and efficiency, we are able to create superior products, price, and services. This principle remain unchanged.
那价格呢，确实是整个用户体验里面的非常重要的这个因素。那么过往包括京东在内的，其实所有的电商行业的这个价格让利呢，都集中在大促，会形成了整个行业会有一个现象，就叫不促不销，或者是消费者是不促不买的这个惯性。但其实从商家、用户和供应链的这个效率和统筹规划方面呢，都不是最优解的，也是不可持续的。 所以说我们呢是希望通过调整这个营销的策略，去引导用户呢逐步改变这种购物的习惯，从大促的这种囤货呢到认可天天低价的这种经营理念，去拉动以前相对占比比较低的日销，因为这样的话会更符合京东倡导的天天低价的这种心智，也会回归到零售的本质，使整个行业的供应链能够更加平稳运行，有利于这个品牌商家的有序的发展。
Price is a very important element in user experience. In the past, all e-commerce players, including JD.com, focused our resources on grand promotions, which created a phenomenon of no promotions, no buying, or no promotions, no sales. This is by no means an ideal situation for anyone, also unstable for a better coordination and efficiency of the product supply chain. What we hope to do is to transform our marketing strategy from focusing on big sales to creating an environment of everyday low price, gradually shifting people's shopping behavior and driving up consumption activities on a daily basis. To return to the fundamentals of retail, we want to contribute to more stable development of the supply chain of the industry and more orderly growth of brands and merchants.
大家可以在我们的平台上看到的是，有很多的频道或者是服务，比如说买贵，双倍赔，9块9包邮，价保服务，当然还有现在大家关注度极高的百亿补贴。实际上呢，百亿补贴是我们在价格策略里面其中的一项，当然呢，这个也是近期受到比较大的关注。那么百亿补贴呢，对我们来说并不是一句口号，我们还是希望能够让整个消费者呢感觉到实实在在的优惠。就是计划的目前我们第1个月的整体投入是在10个亿左右。当然，这10个亿呢是我们整个项目的，是我们和品牌商包括平台商家多方共同投入的营销资源。我们认为呢，只有真正的让利给了用户，才能够吸引用户，从而去形成吸引品牌商家来大家共同服务好用户。完了以后，对于对利润率的影响呢，我们认为非常非常低，我们是有把握能够控制好总体的影响的。之后呢，Sandy也会跟大家做一些具体的分享。
So you've noticed that several channels and services have already been launched on JD's online, including the compensation for higher prices, free shipping above 9.9 yuan, and price guarantee program, as well as the highly notable 1 million subsidies program. And for this program, it's one of the many programs in our aim to better our pricing strategies. And all these discount programs are not merely slogans. We would like to provide genuine and tangible benefits to our customers. Now we've planned 1 billion RMB worth of benefits for the first month, which is a collective marketing investment put together with our brand partners and merchants on our platform. We understand that only by providing users with true benefits can we make them stay and attract more brands and merchants. And in the same vein, only by better serving the users can we better serve the merchants. And these programs will have a limited impact on our margins, and we will keep it in a controllable level, and Sandy can share with you more on that.
那么从打造整个京东的低价心智来看呢，我们主要分几个方面来。第一个，在供给侧呢，我们还是希望通过不断的完善的开放生态，提供更丰富的价格带、更丰富的品类，包括品牌和商品。但是这商品里面包括了品牌商品，也包括了产业带、白牌等这些商品给消费者，适合不同消费者的需求。我们第二呢，也会通过自身的供应链的效率去不断的释放规模效应，让利给这个消费者。第三呢，我们也会通过多种形式，包括刚刚上面提到的形式，来保证自由和第三方的高性价比的商品，让消费者能感知到。
And to create our low price image, we have been doing several things. First, from the supply side, we continue to improve our open ecosystem to provide more choices, more diversities of prices and categories, also including the products from the industrial belts and the white label products for our customers. And at the same time, we continue to enhance our supply chain efficiency and to generate the scale effect and to produce more money-saving for our customers. And also through our different kinds of marketing activities, we want to let our customers have a very tangible and a true feeling about the highly cost-effective products offering our platform, both from our first party and the third party.
那么因为上线的时间还比较短，但是目前来看的话，这几天的话取得了还是不错的效果，甚至有某些方面其实超出了我们的预期。因为不仅仅拉动了我们老用户的这种回流和消费，也带来了新的用户，还有更多的流量。当然呢，这个我们还需要很多的系统，包括运营规则的这种调整和改进，包括生态合作伙伴的支持，以及消费者的认知慢慢的适应和接受。那我们整体来看的话，我们认为是对整个京东行业是有价值的。
So these programs are still in their very early stage and have already generated some fruitful results, and in certain aspects have already exceeded our expectations in terms of driving, activating more users, existing users, and new users, and bringing more traffic, etc. And for all these, we are still making internal adjustments, and we'll also see how our partners and our consumers receive on it. So overall, we believe this is a meaningful thing for JD and also for this industry.
如果问到我们的这个指标的话呀，我想就是我们最重要的指标，其实也是核心的指标，就还是围绕用户。所有跟用户相关的指标是我们评价这个活动的成功与否的一个标准。当然这里面指标会比较多，比如说老用户的指标，老用户的回流，比如说新用户的新增，比如 UP 值，包括用户的消费的健康，健康程度、质量等等，所有这些都围绕着用户。
And in terms of the indicators for the success of the program, we will continue to focus on the users performance through these programs, such as the activities of the existing users and their returning, and the new users acquisitions, the users ARPU, and their healthy shopping behaviors on our platform. There are many around users.
最后我要强调的是，京东呢，作为中国最大的以供应链为基础的技术和服务公司呢，我们的竞争力绝不是表面上的价格的让利，而是我们多年深耕的供应链的能力，与品牌的共建共赢的能力，长期以用户需求为核心的经营理念。所以我们还是有信心进一步的提升京东的用户体验和用户的价值。
And last, I want to stress that as China's largest supply chain-based technology and service provider, JD's capabilities and competitiveness exist in our years accumulation of our supply chain capabilities, our joint efforts built together, and a winning situation with our business and brand partners, and our long-term user-focused business philosophies instead of just providing, giving some benefits on the superficial level. So we remain very confident to continue to enhance our users' experience and their value. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Sandy. Let me add on some additional points on the P&L impact. So in terms of the budget for this program, first of all, the discount to consumers will be real discount. But as Xizong said, we will work together with our suppliers and the merchants and leverage our supply chain capabilities. So not all the discounts will directly hit our gross margin or marketing expenses. Second, our target is to smooth out the operation pressure from the 2 major promotion seasons to improve operating efficiency for the entire supply chain, and also to attract new users or wake up our existing users. So we expect to receive some efficiency gain, and we may reallocate our marketing budget for big promotions or user acquisition cost, depending on the ROI of each initiative. So overall, we do not intend to significantly change our overall marketing budget for the year. Bearing in mind, all the marketing spending is discretionary. It's all flexible cost. So we could always manage through dynamic adjustments. Thank you.
谢谢，是的，感谢。
Okay, next question, please.
The next question is from Ronald Keung of Goldman Sachs. Please go ahead.
谢谢徐雷总 Sandy 和 Sean。 那想请教做管理层怎么看今年这个中国消费市场的恢复，然后刚才也提到这个低加薪制和百亿补贴，那我们会怎么平衡这个 1P 自营和 3P 就我们 POP 的这个增长，以及对利润率因为两块利润率不太一样的一个影响。谢谢，那让我翻译一下。Can management first share how you think about the China consumption or how retail sales may trend this year after this reopening? And in our kind of 10 billion subsidy program and this background, how will we balance 1P, which is our self-operated business, versus marketplace growth and the implications to margins given the different margin profile for these two segments of the business? Thank you.
目前来看的话呢，就是随着防疫的措施的这种取消，那么整个宏观经济呢，目前看到还是一个起稳回升的态势。那消费侧的话呢，目前看起来还是短期呢，还是接触式的这种消费呢恢复的会比较快，包括像餐饮啊、旅游等这个疫情期间比较压制消费需求的，在短期可能释放的还比较快的。但是呢，如果从整体的这个实质性的恢复角度来说，我们认为还是取决于消费信心的恢复。但是目前来看的话呢，就是重塑消费者信心呢，应该是至关重要的。那么还是需要对消费信心的恢复呢，其实本质上最核心的还是要消费者的收入的恢复。这个呢，就要靠企业的投入再生产的恢复，尤其是海量的中小企业。所以说这个循环下来呢，实际上呢，应该周期还是比较长的。我们看到就是政府现在正在出台一揽子的这种各种的政策，企业生产经营呢现在也正在企稳回升，但是真正要传导到居民的这种收入和消费信心、消费力上呢，我们认为还需要时间的。所以说目前呢，我们认为消费还处在一个恢复期吧。短期内的话呢，消费的这种复苏节奏不平衡的问题还会存在，完全要恢复到疫情前的态势还需要时间。另外再补充一点，就是我们跟很多品牌商各种品类的品牌商都有过接触，那么他们对今年的看法也相对比较一致，就是谨慎的乐观。相对来说下半年应该会比上半年的会好一些。
So with the COVID control measures out of sight, we've seen the macro economy is on the recovering momentum from the consumption side. We see in the short term the social contact related to consumption is recovering quicker, including like restaurants and tourism. We've seen some pent-up shopping demand. But overall, for essential or like a recovery in full, it will come from the recovery of people's confidence. It is very important now to rebuild consumers' confidence, and their confidence will recovery needs the recovery of their income, which requires the resumption of production of many enterprises, especially the massive amount of SMEs. And currently, we have seen the government has rolling out a lot of economic stimulus measures and policies, and many enterprises has resumed the production. And all these factors will take some time to pass on to the residents' income and for the recovery of consumption confidence and spending power. So for now, we see the recovery of consumption is on the way, and there are imbalanced pace here and there. So it still needs some time for recovery in full. And at the same time, I want to add that we're talking with different brands, and we have a more consistent view on that. We continue to keep our cautious optimism on the recovery, and we believe in the second half of the year, the recovery speed will be better. Thank you.
关于自营跟 POP 的关系呢，我想就是跟大家做一个分享。那么我们认为呢，这是两种呢，在一个开放性平台上是一个充分竞争的关系。那竞争的出发点一切都是以消费者为中心。哪一类模式可以满足消费者在产品价格服务上的诉求，那么他就可以获得消费者的购买。 对我们来说应该是一个非常开放型的。
And sharing a little bit on the relationship between 1P and the 3P, I see it as competition relations, and it will be triggered by the needs of the users. And which mode will eventually prevail depends on their prices, and the products and services will better meet the needs of our customers. So this is a very open competition.
我们的自营呢还是具备在一些品类上面具备很强的竞争力。除了多年积攒下来的对供应链的理解以外，包括在有限的选品情况下保证用户的体验。
And our 1P business have quite strong advantages in several categories based on our years of accumulation and understanding our supply chain. And within limited selections of the products, we try to pursue the best consumers experience.
当然，随着京东的消费者的用户数和用户的购买需求的多样性越来越丰富，差异化也越来越大，所以说我们就要丰富供给侧。
And as there are increasing number of users and they're diversifying demand shopping on JD's platform, we need to expand and enrich our supplies of products on our platform.
对，所以大家也看到我们连续几个季度的商家数量的快速的增长，包括今年1月份启动的春晓计划，我们对个人卖家的这种放开，实际上都是去加大供给侧，希望通过供给侧京东的供给侧的改革，能够满足用户多样化的购物需求。
So you've also noticed that in the past couple of quarters, there's a strong increase of merchants number on our platform. And also we rolled out a so-called Spring Down project, which faced individual merchants to welcome them on our platform. These are all the efforts we made, a sort of JD's supply side reform to meet the diversifying needs of our customers.
还有包括我们的这个流量分发算法，甚至可能大家也听到的，我们正在测试的搜索上的 One Box 这个产品，现在还没有全量上市，等等这些呢，其实都表明，对于我们来说呢，我们还是一切都是以消费者为中心，以满足消费者的需求为第一要素，这个是我们今年跟以往相比做的最大的、最坚决的改变。当然，它需要时间配合。
And also including our efforts made on our traffic allocations and our algorithm upgrading, as well as the One Box program. Maybe you've already heard about it in the beta stage now. And all of this effort is made to improve users' experience and to center on their need to make all our adjustments. So this is, for this year, the biggest and the determined actions we will carry on. Of course, this also needs time to pan out.
On the margin impact, actually, so Rana, on the margin impact, if we look at by GMV, I would say it doesn't make significant difference either 1P or 3P. As JD always try to maintain reasonable take rate, we never try to over monetize our users or business partners in any particular category or models. Of course, the change of 1P 3P mix will affect our accounting margin. If our strategy of improving the 3P ecosystem can be proved to be successful, it will definitely be positive to our accounting margin improvement. Thank you.
谢谢徐雷总，谢谢 Sandy。
Next question.
The next question. Yes, the next question is from Ellie Tiang of Macquarie. Please go ahead.
感谢管理层接受我的提问。我就有一个问题是跟进刚才几位分析师的，是想问一下，其实对于京东来说，我们一直都是有一个非常强的这个用户心智是在我们的这个品质以及服务上的。那现在伴随着我们逐渐的要去做更多的这个性价比的产品之后呢，我想问一下，就是从流量分配机制的角度来讲，就是从公司上是怎么去做抉择的？Let me translate myself really quick. How do we really go around and allocate multiple pillars of a retail business, mostly importantly, kind of keeping a balance between the more higher quality, more premium services as opposed to the more price cautious, merchandises in general? Thank you.
那个是这样的，因为今天时间有限，我们抛开这个具体的算法。那么我们对于京东整个首先流量场呢，我们会有多种，比如大家可以看到的京东的主站，但同时呢，我们也会有惊喜长链的 app， 完了以后呢，包括我们在微信里的渠道，以及呢，京东还有线下的经营场。实际上不同的经营场，它面对的除了品类以外，它面对的用户的结构本身就是不一样的。这是第一。第二呢，就算在京东的主站的话，其实大家也可以看到，我们打到了多个应该说强有力的频道，比如说有些是以价格，有些是以品类的。那在这里面呢，实际上就是要满足价格敏感型的用户，比如说就喜欢这个天天在这里面去进行购物的消费者。但同时呢，京东也确实会有一些1、2线的喜欢确定性购物的、直接购物的消费者。实际上呢，他们也可以通过其他的浏览路径的方式。那当然，这里面可能最关键的，大家也会觉得流量影响最大的，其实是在搜索和推荐场。抛开我刚才讲到的这个具体的算法，其实算法可以做一些能够适配的工作以外呢，其中我们的算法这次最大的转变就是在整个的公平性上面，因为根据不同的消费者对不同品类的购物的偏好，比如说它的速度，比如说有些是在同品类里面的价格需要更竞争力的，实际上我们在这些算法上面都是可以去进行满足的。当然这对我们自身的挑战和要求也会比较高，但是相对来说呢，实际上我们也这几年我们也是有了相应的一些储备，相应的一些技术储备。实际上这次大的转变对我们来说更重要的是理念，是真正的站在消费者的角度，而且是站在一个目前5个多亿将近6个亿的一个大型平台的角度去看，面对所有的用户，可能这个是对我们来说是一个更大的转变和挑战。
And let me don't go to too much detail with the algorithm. I want to share with you where are our traffic fields. Our traffic field includes our main site, our JD's app, and our Jinxi's app, and our channels on WeChat, and a lot of our offline sales networks. And all these different fields are facing different kinds of our customers. The structures are different. And secondly, I want to say that our main site, there are different channels and different programs and providing price-driven or category-driven or diversified offerings to different groups of consumers. So this program is also targeted to meet the demands of users who are more sensitive with prices. And so definitely for our existing higher quality users in the first tier and the second tier cities, they can also navigate their ways to go to the other channels and pages. So at the same time, I think the search suggestion function is playing a big role in this aspect. And for now, we are doing a lot of revamp our algorithm to make sure it's in a fair way, and then to target different groups of customers with their different preferences to recommend them with the product. Some may prefer price, some may prefer other things, so the algorithm will be more targeted. Of course, there are some challenges internally for us to do all this overhaul, but through the years of our accumulations, technically and technologically, we are ready for that. And what's more important for our shift on this moves is to shift our concept to double down on our ideas to serve the consumers, especially given the size of JD.com with nearly 600 million users on our platform. We would like to shift our attention more to better serve our consumers. Thank you.
Next question, please. Okay.
The next question is from Alicia Yap of Citigroup. Please go ahead.
Thank you. 管理层感谢接受我的提问。我的问题是关于我们的这个同城零售，能不能就是管理层可以分享一下，比如说现在同城零售占比整个公司集团的 GMV 的一个初步的一个百分比，因为我想知道就是说，如果同城零售持续增长更快的话呢，其实这个会不会导致就是在京东报表上，我们一批的这个 revenue 可能会有一点被稀释了，就是那个市场服务的这个收入会增长比较快，但是一批是不是会受到影响？我自己翻译一下。Thanks for taking my questions. My questions is related to the on-demand retail business. If this business actually continue to grow very quickly, can management share a little bit in terms of the current GMV contribution? Because if this growing faster, would that actually be diluted our 1P revenue growth to some extent? Thank you.
Thanks, Alicia, for your question. I believe at this stage, the intra-city on-demand sales is still a very small percentage of our total GMV for JD Group. If we look at a longer time period, I wouldn't think this business will dilute the impact of our 1P business, because really they are providing our customers very different shopping experiences. So the reason for us to expand to this business model was because we realized that some of our customers, they do have the on-demand shopping requirements. Even though this business model may not be as efficient as our traditional B2C e-commerce business model in terms of financial model, that means when comparing the price, the value for many products, so the pricing may not be as great as our B2C business model, but when the users, they do have this immediate purchase request, then we can also satisfy their shopping demands. So really it's to improve our customers' shopping experience. So in terms of competitiveness of our 1P business model, I still believe our 1P business model, because of the scale of economy, we have very unique and very strong competitive advantage in terms of the lower fulfillment cost.
Thank you.
我做一个补充，实际上我们在考虑同城业务的时候，我之前讲过，其实我们之所以要做同城业务，并不是因为同城业务现在整个行业的增速非常快。京东在判断一件事情我们是否参与的时候呢，我们会有几个标准，但其中呢，满足用户的体验需求或者叫购物的需求是最重要的，这是第一个。如果我们能够看到我们平台上的很多用户实际上是有即时零售的需求，如果我们不能很好的去满足的话呢，实际上对我们是一种用户体验的缺失。
I want to add that when we consider enter market, it's not purely depends on its growth rate. We will be basing on the demand of our users. We do see there are on-demand shopping users and shopping demand on the platform. If we don't do that, this will be a loss and like insufficient services from JD.
另外一个呢，就是我们跟品牌商在沟通的时候呢，发现品牌商实际上对同城零售有需求，同时也希望京东可以利用京东的平台、用户、大数据等 帮他们去做整盘生意的改善或者叫优化，包括在营销费用上，包括在货品效率上，这也是很多品牌商给我们的反馈。
And also when we talk to our brand partners, we also receive their demand to work with JD to help them to optimize their business based on on-demand business model and leveraging JD's platform, our user base, and our big data, etc., to provide them better support on the marketing side and the efficiency of product supplies.
第三呢，我们更多的是从供应链的角度，实际上大家也非常了解，京东的自营的供应链更多的是以B2C 的供应链为主的，应该说在这方面达到的还是不错的。但是随着时代的发展和变迁，实际上呢，我们也会增加，比如像产地仓这样的一地发全国的，当然这个同城零售是一种新型的供应链，所以说我们会从供应链的角度去判断说它是不是我们应该要去打造的。实际上我举了这3个例子最后来说明是我们去判断是否应该做，是否应该加大做同城零售，我们是基于这3点去判断的。
And thirdly, it's from our supply chain perspective, as we all know that JD has a very strong B2C 1P model for supply chain, and we do a good job on it. But with the time goes by, we're diversifying our supply chain models, including our warehouse at the production zones and more. And for the on-demand retail, it's a new type of supply chain. And we believe this is a necessary thing we need to do. And this is our criteria when we decide whether we want to do this model and whether we need to step up efforts on this model.
最后我想再重复一下，就算这3点都满足的情况下，我们还会回到我在开会之前回答第一个问题的，就是我们要去判断我们的成本效率体验，在体验当中呢，我们的产品价格服务是不是能形成差异化的竞争力？最后，综上所述，我们才去决定去做投入一个业务。
And here I just want to repeat again, even though the 3 criteria are mentioned above and all met, and we still go back to the points I mentioned in my remarks at the beginning of the call, we will still consider if this business model has a good, can improve cost and efficiency and good for user experience. In terms of user experience, whether we can provide differentiated services in terms of price, products, and services. So by meeting all these criteria, we will make our decision to enter this market or not.
Okay, next question, please.
The next question is from Thomas Chung of Jefferies. Please go ahead.
晚上好，谢谢管理层接受我的提问。我有一个问题是关于未来这个竞争格局的一个看法。开始的时候管理层也分享了很多关于我们在短期还有长期的一个战略的一个展望。我主要的问题想问一下呢，就是如果在未来一段的时间我们的对手会在这个百亿补贴或者是其他的promotion 加大投入的话呢，我们会采取一个哪一个方面的一个战略？我们会看重呢，就是对我们收入增长还有盈利增长采取一个比较平衡的战略，还是我们都会参与这个比较aggressive 的那种 marketing 的战略的？Thanks management for taking my questions. My question is more about the future competitive landscape. Given that we have been seeing our peers are also spending aggressively in recently in different sorts of marketing campaign, I just want to get a sense about from our strategic perspective. Will we also step up our marketing spending if our competitors are spending aggressively? Or will we still stick to our balanced approach on top line and profitability? Just want to get a sense on how we should think about our growth strategies in light of the dynamic landscape? Thank you.
我尝试回答一下，因为这个确实可能听得不太清楚。我先介绍一下京东的这个业务模式跟其他的公司相比的话，我们认为我们的差异性呢，主要是在供应链的规模化和确定性上，就购物的确定性上会更有优势。因为京东一直围绕的是供应链和用户体验去不断打造核心竞争力的。我们呢提供的也是相对来说更有确定性和有品质的这种购物的体验。我指的有品质是整体的品质的啊。完了以后呢，这个京东的消费人群的冲动型的这种购物比例呢，相对来说比较低，消费也是更有计划性的，而且这种计划性呢，以家庭消费为主的这种目的性的消费占比是最大的。
I try to answer your question. Some part of your question is not very clear, so I just want to share that the differentiator of JD's business model exists in our scalable supply chain and the certainties we can provide in the product supply chain. And we have been develop our core capabilities on supply chain and user experience and provide more certain and quality shopping experience. By quality, I mean overall quality of shopping with JD.com. So we see a relatively lower ratio of users coming to our platform to do this kind of like impulsive shopping. And most of our users come here to do planned shopping or shop for their family.
然后呢，京东本身呢，肯定不是一个流量型驱动的一个电商平台，本质上我们还是以前是一个品类型的，我们现在希望是用户经营型的，从品类转向用户经营型的，因为我们始终认为一家零售公司，不管线上还是线下的零售公司，是以经营用户的生命周期价值为目的的，这是跟其他类型的这种类零售型的公司最大的一个区别。
And so for JD per se, we are now a traffic-driven e-commerce company, and in essence, we are a company based on our whole categories, and we're transforming to a retailer that will be developed based on running our users on our platform and to enhance the overall their life cycle value on our platform.
我也相信呢，是不同模式的公司呢，大家在不同的这种经济时点或者叫这个消费周期里面呢，应该都会有自己的这个价值的体现。但是京东的这种模式就决定了我们呢更多的是用更长线的方式，经营的方式也会做得比较重，比如我们在物流和体验上的投入会比较大。所以说我们在看待生意的时候，可能会用更长期的方式去看待。当然呢，这个在面对竞争的时候呢，通过我们这几年的这种我们内部的成长和训练呢，实际上我们在整个的经营的计划性、财务的计划性、经营的有效性上面呢，应该比以前有得到长足的进步。所以在市场竞争实际上什么情况都会去有，我觉得可能长期的目标是什么，以及在短期上做法更聪明，我觉得组合起来应该是更有效的。
So I believe at different times and economic and consumption cycles, different companies of different models will review their different values. For JD's business model, besides our business will take a long-term view, and then it's heavier in terms of our investment in logistics and user experience. And when we face external competition, we're confident that we have been growing and being better with internal planning, and our operating efficiency continue to grow. The market competitions will always be there. The more important question is, what is your long-term goal, and how you can do this business smartly in the short term.
Okay, thank you.
We are now approaching the end of the conference call. I will now turn the call over to JD.com's Sean Chung for closing remarks.
Sure. Thank you for joining us on the call today and for your questions. If you have further questions, please contact me and our team. We appreciate your interest in JD.com and really looking forward to talking to you again next quarter. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your participation in today's conference. This concludes the presentation. You may now disconnect. Good day.